Turned out to be the first find of a serial murderer on whom Hannibal Lecter was largely based in The Silence of the Lambs. My first case is my most interesting case. I'm a graduate student at the University of Wisconsin, graduate research assistant many years ago, and I'm sitting in the office with my major professor. And in comes a police officer from the Madison, Wisconsin Police Department, and he says, "They tell me you can help me with this. Is this a human bone? Farmer plowed it up in his field." And what we had was one half of this bone, right half, okay? And my professor, being a good professor, says, "Aaron, you tell the man, is this a human bone?" And I said, "Yes, sir, that is definitely a human mandible." The sergeant says, "Okay, thank you very much," and goes to get the bone back. And Laughlin, my prof, says, "Leave him here for a couple of days, and maybe we can tell you more about him in your search to identify him." Officer says, "Yeah." Now, this is before, no chain of evidence, no chain of custody here. They just leave the thing with us. And my prof says, "Aaron, I was looking at these back 3 teeth, and they're kind of hollowed out, polished. What do you think caused that?" "I don't know, Prof. I'd worked up until then only on Native American remains. I've never seen it before." And Laughlin, at the time, is smoking a kind of pipe that was very popular in those days, and it had a smooth granite bit that was clicking against his teeth. And he's saying, "What could have caused that? Click, click, scrape, scrape, So I said, "You don't suppose it could be someone who smoked a pipe like that?" So we got out a dental mirror, looked in his mouth, and there it was, almost the same thing. So we thought that he smoked a pipe. Then my prof says to me, "Aaron, I want you to go up to the cafeteria in Sterling Hall and check out pipe smokers and take a look and see whether pipe smokers put the pipe typically in the same side of their mouths or in the opposite side of their mouths. And after you've watched, don't tell them before, go up and ask them if they're right-handed or left-handed and find out, do most pipe smokers use the dominant hand or the other hand?" So I checked 50 people. 80% use their dominant hand, and also 80% put it in the same side of their mouths, not the opposite side. So we can take another guess. This person was not only a pipe smoker, but he was a right-handed pipe smoker. Beyond that, we were able to tell he was a male because males they used to be called square jaws, but that's got to sound too sexist, and now they call them bilobate mental eminences. These are mental eminences, which means there are 2 points on the male jaw, and it's square across, and a woman's jaw is generally rounder. And also, it was just a more robust jaw. It looked like a male. We determined his height, that he was a fairly small person. Now that's tricky and tenuous. If you have the jaw, one half of the jaw, then you know what the other half of the jaw looked like, because they're the same. And if you know that, then you know the measurements across. So you know how wide his skull was. If you know how wide his skull was, you can make a guess about how long his skull was. And if you know how long his skull was, then you can make a guess about how long his spine was and how long his legs were. The interesting thing was, it was all guesswork, and we got it all right. Right on height, right on sex, right on age. Caucasian too. It's hard to explain, but it's easy to do if you know what you're looking for. From what we told them, they were able to look at their missing persons list and see who was on it that matched that description, and then contact that person's dentist. That's usually the way it was done before DNA, to see if that person's dentist had a dental chart which matched the actual jaw, and he did.